Hi. Starting from a song, Hindi song "Papa Kehte Hai" uh, to adorning the position of Goa University's visiting researcher. It's an incredible journey, and it's an inspiration for all of us. And yes, you are right. We are getting the Fadista Sonia Shirsat with us. Thank you and welcome to this show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. And first of all, I would like to congratulate on your new avatar, the gem in your crown, the new one that you'll be teaching in Goa University. In fact, I think it is very interesting that Goa University does roll out these programs.
Yes.
And though it's a credit program for the students, the cherry on top is that it's open to general public also. They can also
attend
and learn about the subject.
That's true.
Yeah. And let me dive deep, in the initial days you had for the outreach. We know that Goa University program will definitely help in outreaching, multiply, accelerate more love for Fad, and the enthusiasts are happy. I would like to know about that Fad in the City and Fad de Goa, those programs that you have started. I think it started in 2013?
Fado in the City was a project in 2016. So Fado in the City was an effort we made to popularize Fado.
Yeah.
Because especially in crowds that were not Fado followers, crowds that wouldn't come for a Fado concert or didn't know Fado. So Fado in the City was, there were 10 concerts, a series of 10 concerts, each concert with a different theme.
Okay.
And then we had different audiences. We took venues where normally Fado concerts didn't happen. And every concert we would ask for a show of hands, how many people didn't speak Portuguese or had not attended Fado before. And so primarily that project was for this audience, was for an audience who wanted to get introduced to this art form. And it was, I think, quite a success because a lot of hands would go up and a lot of people, would then start following Fado and check Fado on the net. And from Fado in the City, this was from this was in the rainy season of 2016. So we finished in October.
Okay.
And then in December 2016, the next project from that, the next step was Fado de Goa, which is it's a bigger project. And we have been working at teaching the Fado. So this is
lyrics, teaching?
Teaching in the sense, so first and foremost I have to clarify that there is no academy or a course that you can do even in Portugal.
Even in Portugal?
Yeah, to learn the Fado. Okay. So Fado is something that sort of comes from within, And yes, now they do have some classes, but traditionally not. Okay. Neither do they have the Guru Shishya Parampara that we have in India. So it's neither there, nor grade exams, nothing. So we had to put a whole module together, a whole syllabus had to be designed, keeping also in mind that the students were from here, non-Portuguese speaking and non-Fado environment. Yeah. So keeping all that in mind, we put together a syllabus and we taught them theory on Fado. About Fado, the origin, the history, the development, ups and downs, main artists, types, structures, categories, instruments, all that. And then we also taught them to sing Fado. So the students that attended the classes of Fado de Goa ended up learning 5 different types of Fado.
Okay.
And the theory. And the classes were not easy because they had an assignment, they had a written exam, they had an oral exam, they had an surprise test. So it was like the whole thing was designed that way. And we got quite a good response. We have over 300 students through 5 batches of Fado de Goa.
That's a good number.
From the age of 8 to 80. Wow. So there's, it's. I think the project really did well. It reached out to the people, and that's exactly what we wanted from Fado de Goa. And it's still going on. During the pandemic, we tried a couple of online batches. It's not the same. I would really prefer offline. And maybe in this year or next year, we might start offline classes again.
So I know the pain of organizing and the trials and tribulations of getting people. Were you all alone in this, or you have a team?
No, we have a
people?
team.
Okay.
We are just 3 or 4 people.
Okay.
So, so the syllabus part of it and the teaching part of it is mine. Then the musician. So there's Carlos Manuel Menezes, who is the guitarist. So every class and every number of times that the students have to sing, poor fella has to keep on playing the same fado. And then we have the administrator who does all the coordination, communication, because we have registration forms to be, and then the classes and the timings and the venue has to be communicated and all that. So that is done by Marlene Menezes. Okay. And then we have all the documentation done. So there is records and social media and all that taken care of by Vishwapriya Patil. So it's basically a team of 4 that is behind Fado de Goa. Yeah, we had patronage because you need funds. The students are not charged. Yeah. So whatever remuneration has to be given to the team and to whoever else is involved. We had the Taj group of hotels supporting us for the first 4 batches. Okay. And then when that was over, we had the Deccan Heritage Foundation and the Bargi Foundation from London. Okay. So they supported the last batch. So we're looking out for, you know, some organization like that who under their social responsibility section or whatever would like to support so that we can carry this work forward.
And is that Night of Fado in Siddharth de Goa still on?
Yes, it's back. It's back. Great. So as you know, Siddharth de Goa is now under the Taj group of hotels, and the restaurant underwent some renovation. Okay. So for about 11 months we didn't have the Fado there, but it's back. It's on the first Friday of every month now. Okay. It used to be Tuesdays. Now it's the first Friday. And we've started it back in January. Yeah. And then there's Madhur Goa. Yeah. Madhur Goa is the other place where we have Fado and Mando. Yeah. Madhur Goa is usually once or twice a month we have shows there. And so they're announced. And this so it's a different setup, but it's also very beautiful.
You told about you are taking Fado to the non-Fado audience.
Yes.
In Goa, what will be the strangest place that you have gone to give a lecture or
on Fado?
Yeah.
In Goa, no, I would say the strangest I gave was in IIT Kharagpur.
Okay.
Okay, so I went to IIT Kharagpur for a Spic McKay International Convention. Right. And since after my national award, I was enlisted in the list of artists by Spic McKay. So they have their criteria. So it was only after that award that I was eligible. And so Spic McKay invited me to give a course there during the convention. Okay. So for the Fado batch, we had about 15 students from different parts of India. No link whatsoever to Portuguese India.
I can totally understand.
And one of the boys was from Pakistan. Okay. So it was really, there were 2 from Rajasthan. So it was, the pronunciation was difficult to get them to, but it was strange because initially they were all lost. They had no idea what this art form was and what were they doing in that classroom. There was a lady and the others were all teenagers or youngsters. There was one lady older to me. And one cute thing happened. So when I was giving them a class on the diction and the pronunciation of the Fado that they were learning, she wrote it down in Devanagari. So I have an image of Fado das Horas, which is a traditional Fado Maria Teresa de Noronha, written in Devanagari, in Barakhadi. Wow. You know, so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's like a souvenir. Yes, yeah. So yeah, that would be one of the cutest moments. Yeah.
And coming back to Goa University, that course is starting soon.
Yes.
And what is your plan to teach the students? Like,
so Goa University under the Visiting Resource VRPP program.
Yeah, this is Anthony Gonzalez chair.
Yes, and yes, along with the Portuguese and Lusophone Studies program. Okay. So it is going to be from the 8th of February to the 14th. 2:30 to 5 o'clock in the evening.
Continuous?
Continuous, yeah.
Okay.
8th. I think there's a break for Saturday, Sunday. So 11th and 12th are off. Okay. And it's going to be theory as well as singing. It's primarily a 1 credit course for the students, but general public are also invited. They only have to fill a form online to register. There are no fees, and I'm not sure if there's an age limit, but I don't think there is.
Okay.
So everybody is welcome. And knowledge of music, as I always say, to learn Fado, knowledge of music or knowledge of Portuguese, at least for our classes, is not required. It's not mandatory. So everybody is welcome.
Yeah, that's a good point. And now that you are doing, working so much for outreach and working so much to not influence, you are that Fado Evangelist.
Yeah.
So what are your future plans? I have read you did some workshops nationally, also Delhi, Jaipur.
Yes, yes.
Do you have any more plans to do similar things?
So we did, through Speak McKay, I did a circuit in Jaipur, I did a circuit in Delhi. So it was schools and colleges that I took Fado to. Now after Goa University and we have these sessions here, I'm hoping that I can go through other universities as well, because there are lots of pockets in India which are very culturally inclined, you know, and they would definitely accept learning an art form from a different part of the world. So yeah, that would be the next step probably as far as the teaching of Fado is concerned.
So this course in Goa University will give a certificate
Yes.
for things.
Yes.
And stuff. Great. So over the years, now that you have started, this university course is going to start, and the Fado Goa and all, how do you see the absorption of Fado in the local community?
It's a very pleasant, it is subtle, it is, I would say, also slow, but it's very pleasant to see it happening. For example, now people are asking for Fado as one of the genres for, I mean, you know, when there's a restaurant and there's music being performed, so they want Fado there. You know, it's not just Goan music and English music and pop and whatever. So it's not only me. Other singers from Goa are also performing Fado at restaurants, at, you know, places where nobody was doing this a few years ago.
I think it's a good sign.
It's a very good sign. It's a very good sign. And, you know, tourists like it, the locals like it. And it also gives a push, especially to all these students of ours, because we have, I would say, about 20 to 25 very promising students. Only thing they need is opportunity. You know, so we cannot always wait only for Siddharth Goa, or only Mother Goa, or only Fundasau, or only Institut Kamoish or somebody. So if in this entire tourist section that we have, where this art form can be promoted. So I already know of 2-3 places where people have asked for Fado in a restaurant. You know, so that's
and you say around 20-25 new Fado singers are coming.
Promising, yes. So what happens also after they do our classes, you know, we select the most promising as far as talent is concerned, as far as dedication is concerned. And then I work with them one-on-one. So this was part of the project, which has not happened now during COVID. But some of them show so much of promise that you can, and so much of hard work, that then we start absorbing them in performances. So a lot of my shows, I've started pulling in some of my students. But these are few. There are many more who have done the course, who have the talent, have the promise. Of course, they need a little more of opportunity, and they're also, many of them are young, so you know they've moved out of Goa for studies, or they've just started their careers. You know, so priorities, yes, I understand, but my hopes are still there.
Great, you've been always hopeful and
very hopeful.
Like torchbearer of Fado.
Very hopeful.
In the whole world also. And tell us about that new Fado songs. Are you writing new songs?
I wrote one Fado. So you also have to understand that in Fado, the lyrics is very important. And the lyrics is very deep. So it's not simple lyrics. So, for example, in Indian music, you can write a Hindi love song is easier than writing a ghazal. So it's that sort of a difference, you know. And therefore you need to be somebody who has learnt the language, who knows the nuances of the language, who knows the idioms and the sayings, and you know, so you can twist and turn and beautifully create a deep meaning poem. I haven't studied Portuguese. So that is my fault, and that is the reason why it took me very long. I managed to write one Fado. I wrote one poem. I put a tune to it, and I did sing it a couple of times, but I need more time to polish it, and you know. So yeah, yes, I'm hoping that with the increase in demand of Fado in Goa.
Yeah.
There will also be a pressure on somebody or some people who can write to produce poems and original Fados. So I've done just one.
and you are also using a lot of Indian, not a lot of Indian instruments. You use sitar and tabla.
Yes.
It's a semi-classical genre that we
Yes.
know. How does this conference coming up about?
It was well accepted. I started this, I think, in 2008.
Okay.
Right from 2008, I've been doing Fado with some Indian instrument. So tabla, sitar, bansuri, santoor. So these instruments have worked pretty well. Well accepted in India and very well accepted abroad. So yeah, because it's the sound, you know, it's a different sound, and our instruments also are able to put forth that melancholia very well. So it really works well. Yeah.
I think our time is getting over, but lastly, before we end the show, I would like to have a message for the audience, because you are an inspiration for all of us.
Oh, sweet, thank you.
Some pearls of wisdom from you to our audience and to all of us.
No pearls of wisdom. I still have a long way to go to reach there, but I think whatever you do, or do what you like to do, and do it with dedication. Don't worry about the obstacles. Don't worry about, there are obstacles in every path. So if you like something, pursue it, and give it your 100%. There is nothing worse than growing old and wondering what if.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll see you next week in this same episode.